All right, Mr. Taliaferro TV, how's everybody doing out there? My dearest apologies. I have been away. Honest to God truth, I needed a little quick getaway. I was in my hometown of Memphis. I went to 3 different nightclubs to soak in the energy. Obviously, I spent time with family, but I wanted to soak in the energy of some of the popping venues and see what's going on locally in the city musically, because I don't get to go home often. And I enjoyed myself. I owe somebody a shout out. I met some dudes at a gas station. I really respect their grind and hustle. They got an artist that they promote, and I'm gonna be shouting out on my platform soon. So salute to Team 200. I seen them in the gas station over in the east off Jackson as well. So I want to salute them. They doing their thing. Team 200, what it do? I promise y'all I got y'all a shout out, and I did that. We're gonna shout y'all artists out soon. Make sure y'all get that music over to me as he continues to grind it out. So we are back to work, ladies and gentlemen. No more breaks. Trying to get 11,000 subscribers in a month. Tekashi 6ix9ine update. We're gonna be talking about Tekashi 6ix9ine a lot. This is the biggest story in hip hop. Everyone's talking about it. Just the reality of the situation. Everybody's talking about this man and his legal situation. Here's an update. All right, about yesterday, I believe Tekashi 6ix9ine entered a non-guilty plea in his racketeering case. All right, that is the update. He pled not guilty. All right, now his trial is set for September 4th of next year. I can tell you this, according to Tekashi's lawyer, Mr. Lance Lazaro, they're not too confident that Tekashi 6ix9ine is going to get a bail. All right, they're not too confident in that right now. They offered $750,000 for a bail when Tekashi was arrested on November 18th. The judge was like, nah. Then they went back and offered Tekashi's entire bank account, which is $1.7 million. The judge was like, nah, we got too much on him. He was denied bail. They tried everything. They surrendered. They wanted to surrender the passport. They said he remained on house arrest. He wouldn't do nothing. The judge was like, nah, we got too much on this dude right now. I'm going to make another video tonight in this case, and it's going to really bring some light on why the judge doesn't want to let this dude out. It's they got some people working with the feds. All right, we're going to do another video on that soon. But in regards to Tekashi's case, I doubt he gets out before September 4th. That's what you wanted to hear. It doesn't look good for him right now in regards to getting a bail, being able to promote music. I saw that his album linked out, and now his team has officially just put the album out on all the major platforms because producers were leaking the records out, thinking that they were doing Tekashi a favor. Remember, the label said they weren't going to put the album out. You know, they didn't think it was the right timing. He can't promote the project. He can't be his silly self on Instagram. He can't go on the social media and be like, everything's 9 for 9, 10 for 10, 11. You know, he can't do that right now. And producers around Tekashi felt as if though they were helping him by leaking the album out. And I just saw today that the album has leaked out in totality, and the label just went ahead and said, forget it. Let's just put it out and see what it does. And so his album is out now, but he won't be out to promote it. The biggest thing that they got on Tekashi, just being honest, I've read this case the last few days. That's the one story I've been able to keep up with. They got Tekashi 6ix9ine, or they believe he was one of the people, and I just find this hard to believe. On April 3rd, they believe Tekashi 6ix9ine and his manager or ex-manager, whatever you want to call it, Shotty, they and 2 other members of the 9 Trey Bloods, they believe they robbed somebody. That's why his racketeering charge is so severe. That's what they got on Tekashi. A lot of this other stuff, they're just using Tekashi to be a part of this case so they could try to get him to snitch on his homies, right? The one thing that they got on Tekashi is April 3rd, they believe Tekashi was actually one of the men that committed an armed robbery. All right? Why a guy with $1.7 million in his bank account, very popular rapper, very successful rapper, would be committing an armed robbery is beyond me. There is a rumor out in the atmosphere that this was personal to the 9 Trey Bloods, and the reason why Tekashi might have been present at the scene was because it was a rival gang member. That it wasn't even about the money. This was more about bigger stuff and more personal stuff. But why Tekashi would be present, the brand, that this dude has made for himself. The muscle, right? The actual guy that's leading the charge, the one with the music. Why he would be present at an armed robbery is beyond me. But that's like the biggest part of his racketeering charge. That's like the biggest thing they got on him right now is we believe you weren't just around crimes on April 3rd. We believe you were actually involved in one of these big time crimes and you're not getting out because of that. So just to update, Tekashi denied bail. He pled not guilty and he has a trial date set for September 4th. Now, this trial date can be pushed back. There's a slim chance it could be pushed up. It's not likely. But let's say Tekashi gets off, you know, and he gets time served. You know, he violated his probation with all this, right? The trial starts in September. So, you know, obviously trials sometimes take months. I was told that this one actually is going to be a pretty quick trial, right? They're not going to hold on this one for years. So I was told they're going to kind of try to Bobby Shmurda GS9 this one. I think Bobby Shmurda was waiting for his trial for like a year or two. It wasn't long. It wasn't super long. It wasn't like a 5 to 8 year process or nothing like that. So Tekashi will find his fate out in the next year. And if he believes he's not guilty on any of this, hopefully by the end of 2019, he is able to find himself outside of a prison cell. It is going to be tough. This kid has a huge battle ahead of himself. Not going to be able to make a lot of money. All his accounts are frozen. And yeah, we're going to follow this one very closely. There's a lot of videos that I got to make to catch back up on this case. And we're just getting started, man. This kid has been quite the headliner over the last calendar year. I will say that. Prayers to everyone involved, though. I don't wish jail on when you don't commit it, for all I know. All right, when you don't physically harm a person. I don't know what the armed robbery is about, but as long as you didn't commit a violent crime, and maybe they did, maybe they didn't, I don't know. I do send prayers to people though, as they deal with the court system, because it's not gonna be easy, and they have gotten themselves into a load of BS. Thank y'all so much for the time, love, and support. You know, real quick, Tekashi 6ix9ine, if you know the Kiki, do you love me? Are you riding? That happened around June, right? Because Drake's album dropped in, so that was around June-ish, right? End of June, July. Y'all realize if not for Drake dropping that Kiki record, right? Tekashi and Nicki Minaj were gonna have the #1 record in the country with Fifi. That kid about 3-4 months ago was set to have the #1 record in the country. And I'm gonna tell y'all something else, and it might happen anyway. This dude, that Dummy album, was going to be the #1 album in the country. Maybe it still does that because the fans want to hear from him and his name is so hot. Maybe it does. This dude then went from having almost having the #1 record in the country, maybe having the #1 album in the country, to finding himself facing life in prison. What a difference a day makes. Young bulls, when you're making some of these decisions, think long term. Sheesh. Thank y'all so much for the time, love, and support. I don't take it for granted. Salute. I'm out. I came from nothing, but I want everything God has for me. I interview celebrities. I talk sports. I still represent the culture.
I got the kids. You are now tuned in.
Yeah, we locked in right now, Mr.
TALIAFERRO.
Mr. TALIAFERRO.
Mr. TALIAFERRO.
Mr. TALIAFERRO.
Shout out to Mr. TALIAFERRO.
You're watching Mr. TALIAFERRO TV.
Mr. TALIAFERRO TV. Here with the triple B's, you can't do nothing but win.